the maintenance of a software application. There is a difference between development of software and maintenance of software. What is the difference of maintenance? Is it audible to you? If it is audible, you can please answer. Can anyone say that?
Handling the application in the backend, sir.
Yes, are you listening or not? Is my voice is clear? Is it
Hello,
audible?
sir. Hello, sir. Hello.
I'm not able to reach your voice.
Hello, sir.
Okay, my mic is problem having. Okay, just now you can say a little bit maintenance and difference between maintenance and development.
Sir, hello.
Sir,
Sir, maintaining means like working for it, sir, or handling the application is known as maintenance of application. And development is creating of application from the start, sir.
okay, that's good. Development of an application in a sense, right from scratch you are developing. Okay, new application that is. But when coming to the maintenance in the sense already developed application, for that application we people are adding some new functionality or we people are adding new features to the software. Okay, means we are trying to modify that. Why we are modifying? Because some new features I want to add in the existing software. I want to add new functionality to the existing programs. So when you people are doing the maintenance activity, you must remember one thing, that whenever I make any changes to the existing program, you should also know that if I change any code or any statement, where it is affecting, in which place it is affecting, which function will be affected, and which part of your program will be affected. So that also you have to check it before modifying the program. Okay, so the person who is modifying the program has to read the program first. Why he has to read? So that he'll understand the program, what is the program is doing, and which line and which statement what it is doing, he can understand. Okay, so that's why when you people are reading the programs, okay, readability is important. Okay, that's what the concept, readability of programs is important, because this will help you in making the modifications to the existing programs. Whenever the existing program is to be updated or modified, or any new features are to be added, okay, first before updating you must understand the program first. If you people want to understand the program, you have to read the program first. Okay, so when it is readable only when whatever the concepts what are the concepts that are used in the program, what are the data structures, or what are the control structures, or any other language features or concepts used in the program. Okay, so those things should be common. Means the person who has written the program should know those concepts, and the reader who is reading the program should also know those concepts. Then only he can read and understand the program, and then he can do the modifications. But if there is a mismatch, means for example the writer, the program author has written a program, but he has used some advanced concepts in the language, okay, like for each or some used. But the reader who is reading the program, if he doesn't know the concept of for each or the advanced concept, then the readability problem arises. So then he can't be able to do the program maintenance of the program, means modify the program. But of course he can learn the concept and he can do, but it is time taking process. Such situations, readability problem will also arises. Okay, so ultimately readability evaluation criteria, it is an important measure of the quality of the programs and the programming languages. Okay, so ease of maintenance is determined by the readability of the programs. if the programs are readable, maintenance activity can be done easily. If the programs are not readable, readability is less, then maintenance of these programs will become difficult or time taking. Okay, so readability is an important measure of the quality of programs and programming languages. Okay, now when do you say the programs are readable? When do you say the programs are readable? So the programs are said to be readable when the programs are maintaining overall simplicity, and the programming language is having overall simplicity and having orthogonality features. Next, you have is presence of data types and the syntax considerations. So these things will make you the program readable. Okay, so coming to the first point, overall simplicity. So what are the programs you are writing using a particular programming language when they are simple? When when you say they are simple means when that language is providing you manageable set of features and constructs. Means sufficient number of data types, sufficient number of features or constructs. It should not be more number of data types or more number of language constructs. If they are if any programming language is having high number of or large number of data types or any concept or you can say constructs, then learning the language becomes time processing. Okay, so it is not possible to learn all the concepts by a programmer. Okay, so that will be resulting. Okay, for example, when you people are studying a course in your semester, if any course is having a vast syllabus, means instead of 5 or 7 or 8 units are there, then and while you people are preparing for the examination, is it possible for you to read every concept in that all the 8 units? General I'm taking, I'm for understanding purpose I'm telling. Okay, so while you are attempting to writing for an exam, what you'll do, whatever the important concepts are there, you will go through that and you will go for exam. But each and every concept in the unit and all the 8 units you will not be able to cover, because other factors will also come into the picture. In case if any programming language is having more number of data types or more number of language constructs and features, but according to the time availability also, so the person who is learning the language may not learn all the features. He may be learning the features which are easy, and he may leave some of the features which are complex for him, so like that. So that also affects the language. Okay, means we are saying that the programming language is not simple because it is having more number of features and more number of data types. So learning the language also become time taking process. Next, programming language should have minimal feature multiplicity and minimal operator overloading. Minimal feature multiplicity and minimal operator overloading. So what is this feature multiplicity? What is this operator overloading? Just we'll see. Feature multiplicity suppose a equals to a plus 1 and a plus plus. There are two statements here. Okay, two lines of statements here. So ultimately, what is the operation we are performing here? A value of a by 1. The operation is same. Okay, the operation is same for these two lines. If you look at, the operation is same, but that operation is performed in more than one way. Okay, right. Now feature multiplicity is that concept where a particular operation in a programming language is or can be performed more than one way, or 3 ways or 4 ways. Okay, what happens if there are n number of ways are there? You have to choose one way and other things you need to leave, right? But if that is the case arises, again some problems will also causes. If you people are writing the program like this, a equals to a plus 1 concept, but the reader of the program is knowing only this one, if he doesn't understand this, okay, if he doesn't know about this, then readable problem arises. Okay, so simple case here. If you people are writing a program with a equals to a plus 1, but the reader who is reading the program doesn't know about this, but he knows this, let us say. Okay, in such a case, what happens? He can't understand the statement. Again, if you want to understand, you have to go through the concept. So by this, time is going to be consumed also. Okay, time is going to be consumed. Okay, so if there are multiple ways are there, you don't know in which way the is coming. If only one way is there, okay, right? One or two ways are there, then we can predict in which way, if a person is going in this way or this way, you can predict. If two ways are there, okay, if multiple ways are there, that is problem arises, in the sense you don't know exactly. So similarly, if there are more than one way of performing an operation, then the readability problem arises, because we don't know which way the programmer is writing and which way the reader of the program is knowing to perform that operation. Okay, that is what feature multiplicity means. Within a programming language, any operations if you want to perform, for those operations it should be performed one way or two ways, but that performing an operation in more than one way should be reduced. Okay, should be less. That is about feature multiplicity. So operator overloading, you know anything operator overloading? Operator overloading. Method overloading, you know? Method overloading. I think you people have studied in Java, method overloading. Yes or no, right? Method overloading you have heard. So what is operator overloading? So operator overloading means, consider the case. Consider the case. Okay, I hope you are able to see this. Now, in the first statement here, in the operator overloading, so I have given the statement that is a plus b. I'm adding the values of variable a and variable b. Okay, the operator which I've used is plus. Okay, now consider the second statement. Okay, I have added, means using the same plus operator I'm using, addition operator I'm using, but the operands here as here, which operands we are using? String. They are of string type. Two strings we have added, means joined. Okay, now in the first case, the meaning of the plus operator is the values of a and b are added. You'll be getting a single value. Okay, single digit or two digit or anything. Next, but here for the meaning of this plus symbol here changes. So we are using the plus operator in the context of strings, so it will join these two strings, hello world. Okay, so here the meaning of plus operator is concatenation, here the meaning of plus is addition. So operator overloading means the operator which is having more than one meaning. Okay, what are the operators you're defining in the programming language? If that operator is having more than one meaning, then we can say operator overloading. Okay, and this operator overloading should also be minimal in a programming language. It should also be a minimal in programming language. Okay, suppose if plus is also used for some other operation, then there is a chance of confusion, or then there is a chance of uh, confusion by other reader of the programs. Okay, then so that in order to avoid that kind of things, we need to minimize the feature multiplicity, or we need to minimize the operator overloading. Okay, so maximum, what are the operators you're defining in a programming language? For those operator, the meanings should be restricted to two or three, like that. If we have four or five purposes, then that will lead to confusion, and that will lead to the readability problems. Okay, so that is the point. So overall simplicity. So less number of operator overloading should be there, minimal number of feature multiplicity, and manageable set of features and the constructs. So less number, manageable features and constructs should be there within a programming language. Then we can say that is simple. Okay, so till here it is clear. Any doubts or any queries are there? Are you able to hear me? Till here it is clear. Anything should I repeat?
Oh, sir, clear, sir.
Only one of you are responding, others. Okay.
Clear,
So
sir.
coming to the other feature, orthogonality. So what is an orthogonality? Orthogonality concept is nothing but we are combining set of primitive constructs to build some other new kind of data structures. Okay, so we are going to build the new data structures by making use of other data types and other constructs. So in a small number of ways. So that feature what we called as orthogonality. Orthogonality, it is defined as a relatively small set of primitive constructs that can be combined in a relatively small number of ways, so that new data structures can be constructed from those. Possible combination is legal. Okay, for example, consider a programming language is having 4 primitive data types like integer, floating point, double, and character. Okay, and there are 2 type operators like arrays and pointers. And if these 2 type operators can be applied to themselves and the 4 primitive data types, okay, a large number of data structures can be defined. Okay, so with the help of arrays and pointers, yeah, and we are including the data types, combining all these things, we are going to construct large number of data structures can be defined. So that kind of feature what we call it as orthogonality. Okay, so we are combining this operator with the operators and also using the data types. With the help of these things, we are going to construct the data structures in a language. Okay, so that the kind of mechanism is called as a orthogonality. Now, if you people are defining a pointer in a programming language, that pointer should be able to point to any kind of variables. It should be point to any kind of variables. It should be point to integer, float, or even it should be point to array variables also, array elements. If it is not done, then there is no use of pointer concept. Okay, so like that, you must be able to build new data structures from the available data types in the type operators. Okay, so that mechanism is nothing but orthogonality. And within a programming language, there should be a manageable levels of this orthogonality. Okay, so orthogonality is closely related to the simplicity of the language. The more the orthogonality feature, then there will be fewer exceptions the language rules require. Okay, fewer exceptions will be there. That will be for language rules. For every programming language, there will be rules. Okay, so you have to define this, or what are certain rules are there, right? Every programming language will have certain rules. For those rules, exceptions will be arised. So if you have orthogonal design is there in your language, then there will be fewer exceptions to the language rules. What are the language rules are there? For those language rules, exceptions will be less. Okay, next, presence of data types. Other thing is presence of data types. So presence of sufficient data types in a programming language also makes the programming language readable and simple. Okay, presence of I mean sufficient number of data types. Okay, for this one example here I can explain is about the presence of Boolean data type in Java and the absence of Boolean data type in C language. Okay, now for example, consider Now, can anyone say what is the meaning of the statements? I hope you are able to see the screen, notepad. So by looking these statements, what is this? Can anyone say what I have done? Yes. This is the C language code. Okay, this is in C. Now, what you can understand by that?
Sir, you have created a integer variable known as flag,
Yeah.
and you have inserted an integer number 1 into the flag.
Now, how it is understandable to you whether it is a flag indicator or any normally a flag variable called flag, normal variable.
A special variable called flag type. Like you're assigning 1 and 0, it would act as a
Okay,
binary.
if I give, suppose if I don't give in name, it is indicating if I give FL something FLG or FL. Okay, now if you see how it is looking, a simple variable which is having one value. Okay, right? Okay, why I'm telling, I'll tell. Now see the Java case, Boolean FLG, and here FLG equals to true. Now this is more understandable. I mean more understandable. I can also put here A, and here also I'll keep it as A flag. Just variable is flag here indicating, but what is the value? If you see, there is a chance of understanding that this is normally a variable which is having one, but here there is no chance of understanding like that. So we have declared a Boolean variable called flag. That flag is having true. Okay, a flag variable, a flag indicator. Now this statement, this case, the second case is more readable compared to the first case. Okay, because in the first case, anyone will think that this normally a normal variable, ordinary variable whose value is 1. But in the second case, there is no chance that we are treating any integer value here. So it is a flag variable, okay, whose value is true, either true or false. So we can more easily understand these two statements compared to that one. Okay, now this is achieved because in Java language we have Boolean data types. So with the help of Boolean data types, you can easily convey the meaning of a flag variable compared to the flag variable meaning you cannot easily convey in a C language. Okay, so the absence of Boolean data type in C language will makes a little bit a readable problem, whereas you don't have any readable problem in Java language because you have the Boolean data type. In C language, you don't have Boolean data type. Instead, we are implementing in terms of ones and zero. Okay, so my point is that the presence of data types in a language will makes the program more readable. Okay, the presence of the data types in a programming language will make the programs more readable. Okay, this one we can easily understand compared to this one. Okay, there is a chance of misunderstanding this as ordinary variable. Okay, so that is the point here. So in C you don't have Boolean type, but in Java you have Boolean data type, but in C we are implementing that in terms of ones and zeros. Okay, so that is the case. So the presence of adequate facilities for defining data types and data structures in language is another significant uh, assistant to readability of the programs. Next, syntax considerations. Syntax considerations. Whenever you people are writing the programs, you will also consider that how is the syntax in this language? What is the syntax of the program? And what is the syntax of the program statements? How will you write? So that is the point you people will focus when you are learning any programming language. Okay, if the syntax or form of the elements of the language has a definitely significant effect on readability of the programs. Okay, right. Now for example, I'll tell, see the case, one example. How will you define the functions in C and functions in Java? Functions or methods? Or take another example. Now you observe the difference between the scanf statement and the cin function. What is the difference? What is their purpose? You have learned C and C++, right?
Yes, sir. User input.
So the statements, this is the syntax of reading the values in C language, and this is the syntax of reading the values into a program, right? Scanning. But if you see in these two languages, the syntax is different. Okay, right. So like this, many other language constructs will be there. The syntax of that construct in C++ is different and in C is different. But sometimes you feel this one is easy compared to this one. Okay, if that syntax is simple, I mean, it is more easy to read the program and you can easily understand the program. Okay, the syntax representation of the language will also makes readability. Okay, so how I mean, whether you can easily read or not. Okay, so one more example in C++ you can consider, what I can say, inheritance. How you people are doing inheritance in C++ and in Java? In Java we people are using extends keyword, and in C++ what we are telling in for inheritance? How we are telling? Ma, can anyone say you have learned C++? Yes, is it audible or not? Have you gone through C++ or not? Is this? At least tell me this is correct or not. Yes. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Now, which one is easy to understand?
Second one, sir.
Okay, because the meaning here we are telling that extends class A extends B. This is an inheritance concept, means this class A is extending the features from class B. But in C++, let us say if this symbol is denoting inheritance, let us say, now the person who knows this usage of operator then only can understand. But if other person who's reading, he doesn't understand directly at a time. If you want to understand, you should know the inheritance concept and what is the notation in that C++. So but this is directly conveying the meaning, means it is extending something. Okay, extending class B. So the syntax representation also will affect the readability of the programs. Okay, that also affects the readability of the programs. That is a point I want to say. The syntax or form of the elements of a language has significant effect on the readability of the programs. Apart from how do you specify the identifier forms, how you are using special words and methods for forming compound statements. Okay, here for example, one more example, if you see, suppose if statement is there, some a greater than b is there. Okay, now here some x print xyz. Okay, for our understanding, I'm not writing exact the syntax here. Some abcd and hello, some statement. Okay, some statement. Now, can anyone say after if statement which lines will be executed? How many lines does if statement belongs to? If A greater than B is there, if the programmer has containing these lines, now after if statement, okay, so how many statements or how many lines are belonging to if block?
Only one.
Only one. But what about other two? That is what your language rule is going to define, yes or no? If there is no semicolon, right? Okay, now there is a chance here. You see, a reader of the program, if he doesn't know the concept, let us say, he may understand that all these three statements will be coming under if block. Or there is a chance of understanding these two statements will come under if block. Okay, so ultimately the point is if there are particular specifications, so we need to indicate that this. Now, okay, now if you look at the statement, this is clear because if condition is greater than condition is true, this print statement will be okay. Otherwise, these two statements will be printed. Means these two statements are not belongs to if statement. Okay, like that. So here the forming of compound statements, the syntax of forming of the compound statements, you need to specify clearly in a programming language. Okay, otherwise it will affect the readability of the programming language. Okay. Form and meaning. So what are the statements you people are writing? What are the programming language constructs you are using? They should be in a simple way to understand. What in a line, what suppose for example, see the case here only. If you are using, right, while now printf scanf, see these kind of things will be there in your programs. I'm taking the C language example. Now any person who is reading your program, if he sees this, okay, what is this print statement, print function? Okay, he'll be able to understand that you are printing some information here. Okay, now by seeing the scanf statement, the reader of the program can easily understand that scanf, scan means reading the values. Okay, so the meaning of the statements should be easily understood. Whenever any programming language, it is providing the syntax, when it is describing the syntax should be in such a way that from the statement only the meaning should be understandable. Whatever the statement you write, from that statement only the meaning should be directly understandable. Okay, so in that way the syntax should be given for designed for the programming language statements or programming language constructs. Okay, here I'm telling while. Okay, while what? While some condition. Okay, so while the condition is true, or if something happens, then do this. So the meaning should be conveyed from the syntax what you're specifying. Okay, so those things. This will affect the readability of the programs. So that is about the readability criteria. Any queries are there? You can ask me. Anything should I repeat? You can ask me. Okay, so other criteria is writability. So I hope writability means how it is a ease with which how you can write your programs. Okay, so whatever the criteria that affecting readability, so all those readability criteria characteristics will be are also applicable for writability, like simplicity and orthogonality, syntax design, everything will be applicable for this also. Apart from that, support for abstraction, expressivity. Okay, support for abstraction, expressivity should be there. So what is abstraction? Okay, so abstraction means you must be able to write some lines of code and put the lines of code in a block, and that block has to be called in a program wherever it is necessary. So such kind of facility should be there. Means we need to hide the unnecessary details and we should we should only provide the necessary information. Okay, like defining the functions and calling the functions. That is one example of your abstraction. Okay, so the ability to define and use complex structures or operations in ways that allows details to be ignored. And programming languages can support two distinct categories of abstraction, that is process and data abstraction. Okay, so many of you have done these things in your C program. Many of you have done these programs, I hope so. Some C equals to power of 2,5, or at least d equals to square root of. You would have used this kind of functions in your programs in C language. Okay, now you have written like this in your C program, power of 2,5. So this will give the 2 power 5 result. This will give the square root of 5. But how they are implemented, how the power function is implemented, where its function definition. Okay, if I'm writing this enter the main. Okay, no, I'm not writing exactly the correct program here, just for demo. Okay, C equals some program is there like this. So power function, square root functions I've used, but for this main function, power function we are passing, but how the power function is implemented, those details are not visible here. Okay, how the square root function is implemented, those details are not visible here to the main function. But we are telling only for the main function, you are computing the power. Okay, so by calling this function, right, you are doing that. But how they are implemented is not visible to the user or the main function here. Their implementation is there in some other file. Okay, so this kind of thing is nothing but your process abstraction. So process abstraction. So programming languages should provide the support of process abstraction and also the data abstraction. So what are the things that are necessary for the user? We are making the things to be visible to the user or the program, but hiding the unnecessary details. That concept is nothing but your abstraction. I hope you people have studied about abstract data types. Anytime did you heard about abstract data types? Yes? But still I'm not able to hear. Are you there? So abstract data types should be available in the programming language so that you can reduce the length of the code. You're reducing the length of the code here. Writing the all the statements in one function and calling the function, so that wherever the program requests that functionality, you're calling the function. That's it. So the size of the program is reduced. Writability. So we are writing the program, size of the program will be reduced. And expressivity, it means that programming language should provide a convenient way of specifying the operations. Okay, convenient way of specifying the operations. For example, a plus, okay, a equals to a plus b is there, and one more notation, a plus equals to b is there. Okay, now see here, either this one or a equals to a plus 1 or a plus plus. Now see these two statements, two cases. One is what, a equals to a plus b, which can also be written something like this. Yes or no? Have you gone through this notation anytime? Have you gone through any shorthand notations? So what happens, we are adding this a and b and then we are assigning the values. So this a equals to a plus b can also be written like this, right? So this line, size of this line is reduced here, if you observe or not. A plus equals to b, okay, that shorthand notation. Even this also, a equals to a plus 1 you're telling, but that same thing can be implemented as a plus plus in simple way. Okay, so this increment operation or addition and assigning the value to some variable, this operation can also be conveniently done in another ways. So if these ways are also specified. Okay, so ultimately the point is that, so a set of relatively convenient ways of specifying operations, so that should also be specified, that to minimal, it should not be again more. Okay, so expressing what are the operations you are performing in your program, that operations can be performed in a shorter statements, shorter size of the statements, so in that way you have specified, so that writability of the program reduces. Okay, that is another reason. So the next thing is reliability. Okay, we will discuss about this reliability criteria in the next class. So anything to be repeated, you can ask me. Otherwise, we'll conclude the session for today. Anything should I repeat?